Well, they say every picture tells a story, and Christopher, there is a story attached to this one, isn't there?
Yes, well, not so much as regards the subject of the painting, which, as we can see, is Cupids playing or disporting, as they might have said in old catalogues. And
what kind of painting is that? That very pale, colourless sort of...
It's what's called a grisaille, a French word, which really means painting in these grey and white tones. It was very popular in the 18th century, particularly for sort of decorative use. In other words, this picture might have been painted to fit in a panel of a room, or on a staircase, or over a door.
So what is the story about this actual painting?
There is, in fact, another version of this painting here in the museum, which you found out.
I came one day to look at the Jones exhibition, which is part of the V&A, and in about the third room, I saw it hanging on the wall, and I thought, that's extraordinary. I've got that painting. Yes.
Well, it really is a coincidence, though of course it does happen in art history that there are second versions, copies. It's quite common, and that's what sort of keeps art historians like me occupied. And the V&A picture is attributed to a French 18th century artist called Sauvage. Now, it's not signed, nor is this one, so we can't be sure really that either picture is by Sauvage. But what I feel is that looking at the technique of this and the canvas and the quality of it, it is probably a later copy, maybe done at the end of the 18th century. You see, Sauvage was early 18th century. But
are they worth identical money?
I think probably, as this is a later version, this is probably worth less than the one in the Jones collection. But can you tell me where you acquired this?
We bought it at a sale in the mid-1960s.
Do you remember what you paid?
Yes, we paid £120 for it.
£120. Well, I think you did well. Now, in a sale, you get £2,000 to £3,000 for it.
Well, I wouldn't want to sell it, but thank you anyway.
Well, thank you for bringing it. It's the most amazing coincidence.
Yes, it is.
Well, of course, the most important feature here is that particular scroll.
Really?
First drawn by a man called George Smith in a book published in the early 1800s. He published another in 1826, which included an acanthus leaf like that. So the combination of those two gives us a date for the table of 1826 to 1830.
Yes.
It's got this lovely rosewood, which is in such good condition, nice and untouched. And these wonderful scrolls come down here, all complementing that sort of date. So is it a family table?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. It has the feel of it, you know.
It was, I remember as a small child, sitting round the table at Christmas playing cards.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it's a tilt-top table. The type is known as a loo table because it was invented for playing the card game of loo.
Oh.
But it became, obviously, synonymous with any large round table. I'm going to lower this down, and I mean, you've got these marvellous panels of inlaid or marquetry brass. This was a feature which began in the 18th century and then was revived after 1815 in London. This has been stripped down, which is a great shame.
Yes.
What happened?
They had a fire in the house before I got it. It didn't actually get burnt, but it got...
Smoke damage. Yes, that is a shame, obviously, because the base is in virtually untouched condition, and stripping it off like that, you know, is a pity. But nevertheless, it's still a most interesting table, and quite a valuable table too. A table like this would cost you about £15,000 to replace.
Would it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it does look nice when you see it down.
Absolutely.
Looking at it like this.